Well, hello everyone. Shiny Espeon66 here, and I have another it's kind of a mini series. It's just gonna be quick, it's like 7 basic episodes, where basically I go into my top 10 Pokemon of each generation, like specifically, or each region, kind of. So it was introduced in a certain region or a certain generation. That's it. So it's kind of loose parameters. Now there'll be different forms. Mega evolutions do not count. Primal reversions do not count. So yes, without further ado, I think I'll start with Generation 5 or the Unova region, because that's one of my homes. Because I have like there's 3 generations I consider kind of my home, and it just depends on how I feel about it at the time. And I think I'll start with Gen 5 because that was like my first Pokemon game that I finished. Well, actually, it was my second, but it was the first one that I just went hardcore and actually tried more. And there is a lot of interesting Pokemon. It kind of stands alone as a Pokemon game. So I think, because it's so isolated. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Number 10 is Balflint. Now Balflint is kind of weird. It's based off of Bison basically, and I love Bison a lot. Here in the U.S., so you really kind of enjoy the plains bison and the really fun creatures, and so Balflint already has kind of a special place there, but also with Balflint, one of my favorite moments is Balflint helped me defeat the Elite Four in Black 2. It was a last-minute capture just to face off against Grimsley and his dark type Pokemon. I had no bug type moves or whatever, and my Wailmer was really weak with Surf, and so I didn't want him in the team, so I put in a captured Balflint on Victory Road and taught it, and it had like a bug type move that I taught it one, and it worked great. So yeah. Number 9 is Reshiram. This was one of my first Gen 5 Pokemon cards. I think it actually was. Yeah, it was my first Gen 5 Pokemon card. So I was like the promo and the tin. The black Reshiram tin, so I'm really excited about it. It was one of my favorites automatically. I use it a lot now still. Actually, I think I have it right here somewhere. And if I don't, I actually have a bunch of Balflint cards too. Yeah, I think you might know which one I'm talking about. Yeah, the Reshiram one here. Yeah, that one, yeah. Pretty cool. Yeah, and here's one of my favorite Balflint cards. Doesn't really matter right now, but yeah, basically, yeah, that's just kind of. So number 8 is Snivy. Snivy. I'm gonna go with Snivy right now. It's one of my favorites. I didn't choose it for my original Black 2 playthrough. I did choose it for my new game of it, but at the time I did not, because I've always been kind of a fire type trainer. I did Torchic, and then I did Tepig, I did Fennekin, and I would have done Litten, and then if I've done Charmander, and if I would have done Cyndaquil and Chimchar. Now a lot of that's changed, opinions changed, but I remember getting the box art, and I remember seeing Snivy, and I was like, damn, that thing is cute, and I like it. I like the design, so just kind of, it's on there because I really like that, and then I've used it since. 7 is Terrakion. Terrakion played a big role in my Black 2 game. My best friend, he had White 2, and he captured it the first time you were able to capture it, and he didn't really have a use for it. I forgot what he nicknamed it. He nicknamed it something funny. But anyway, he traded it to me because I needed a fighting type move and a fighting type Pokemon, and he's like, hey, why don't you take this one? And because he wasn't using it, and so I got it, and the thing was a truck. Because it was from a different trainer, so it leveled up a lot faster. So it kind of was my main Pokemon for a while, except for and even at the water gym, at the 8th gym, that was pretty interesting. Number 5 is Black Kyurem. I love Black Kyurem. He looks so cool, and plus Black 2, so it's kind of a nice homage for me. I love that game. I loved battling it. I put it together as soon as I had it. I've had it in Y. I had it in Y too. Y versions, so it's kind of special to me. It just looks so cool. Number 5 is Genesect, and now very specifically it would be the shiny Genesect. I got one in Y version. I didn't get one in Black 2, but I got one in my Y version, shiny Genesect, and I used that thing to truck online battling. Actually, I would change up the different power sources of the drives, and it would just go through. It was one of the event ones, so it just powered through because it was built reasonably well. It wasn't the best, but it was really, really good, and I really enjoyed it. I wish I'd never traded it away, but I got like a shiny Giratina or something for it. So yeah, but still one of my favorites. Number 4 is Haxorus. Now, particularly so shiny Haxorus. I never completed the Dex in Black 2. I kind of wanted to when I finished it, but then I decided, no, I'm just going to restart and play with a new team. And it's particularly snipey. But Haxorus is just really, really exciting. That black with still the red on the side. That looks really, really badass. But even without that, the green is still really, really cool. Really good Dragon type. Never really used it much, except for I used it in Y a bit for some competitive stuff. But besides that, I haven't really done much. But it's one of those looks good. Number 3 is White Kyurem. I got White Kyurem before I got Black Kyurem in Y version, so White Kyurem is a little more special to me, even though I like Black 2 more. It's Reshiram and Kyurem together, and I think it looks a little more badass because it has that fire look to it, and it's really, really exciting for me. So, yeah. Number 2 is Superior, the final evolution of Snivy. Love it. Grass Snake or Grass Serpent. You know, it looks so cool. Emboar, I loved Emboar. Even Pignite I liked. And Tepig was really kind of cute, you know. And the only thing I had a problem with Emboar was the firefighting. You know, that was the only issue I had with it, was because it was the 3rd firefighting in a row. I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about that. So it was kind of nice, you know, with Superior looking cool, you know, but just, yeah, and I'm really excited to look forward to using it more. I love its hidden ability Contrary. That's one of the best hidden abilities, I think, of all time. So, you know, I like the competitive play use it has now. Number 1 is probably a little bit surprising. It would be Winter Sawsbuck. I love Sawsbuck in general with its seasonal changes because that worked really well in the game Black and White, Black 2 and White 2. Worked really well because the seasons change in the game. It hasn't done that since in Pokemon. So to introduce that mechanic was really cool, but to not let it continue was a pain. So to basically now you have to breed if you want one that's your own, you have to breed, because now if you switch them up from your Gen 5 to your Gen 6 or Gen 7, you have to, it stays the form it was. So now you have to breed that, and you'll get that same form. If you want a different one, you have to get someone else's and switch, you know, or capture another one to kind of do that. And so I've had to do that with my Winter Deerling and one of my Winter Sawsbuck and Y, and so I'm kind of, you know, it's kind of so, but it's still really, really enjoying it. It's very pretty. I love winter. Regardless of where I live, I think it's pretty nice. Though I'd love to spend a Christmas in Hawaii, see how that works. But anyway, so thank you guys for watching. I will do more of these, probably even today, even if I can get it up. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys all later. Peace out.